Here I am again, I'm back on the beats. I gave politics a few rhymes, now it's time to get back to the seeds. What's worse than politicians? Spitting lies, wearing their suits. They wear the same clothing, but the objective still remains to control you. They congregate in the masses, you're wrong if you don't join them. When did fellowship with Christians become something to condemn? If I don't congregate with the group, my life is analyzed with a pen. It's like getting called blind while seeing clearly without any glasses. Christians validating other Christians, always living up to the facade. If you don't sit in the same building, your character's beaten with a rod. I don't recall a certain scripture that says when you're required to meet. I didn't see Jesus comparing memberships when people wanted to wash his feet. Religion's just a bunch of sinners trying to assemble for the same thing. Did you love to crucify each other while you weigh on the same plane? If you don't go to church on Sunday, it must mean you don't love God. But loving him isn't conditional solely off you meeting on the same side. Always comparing your spiritual life like God will care about you more. Like we won't all meet the same end, even though there was blood on our door. You love to think he's so self-conscious, he's so worried about when you meet. But try to control your temper when the visitor sits on your favorite seat. I've seen you separate your kids from the ones who come from neighborhoods where the buses pick them up. You don't get to sit them with the good. I thought that ministry wasn't the place to put in the same conversation. Separating the church kids from the bus kids, don't they call that segregation? I've seen you say a black individual can't marry someone else who is white, but different races are excluded, different rules, a different light. What kind of belief would come from people in such a biblical system? Why in the world are we teaching other people biblically justified racism? All these beliefs that are preached, all the things you're told to believe, they're not coming from the one who into your hearts you received. Are we supposed to put our trust in everyone who claims religion? Were we not told to meditate so we can make our own decision? We're told you shouldn't associate with those who may be a bad influence. But when did ministry become defined by not investing in the movement? How are we supposed to show the people why it's God we should love and serve if we expect them to become a Christian by only listening to our words? You have to be able to communicate. You have to know how to connect. You can't reap the benefits from something in which you never choose to invest. You expect those who don't believe to simply follow and receive just because you sit at church and prayed for them while sitting on your knees. I'm not saying to reach a drunk that you have to become intoxicated, but a message is never received if you only seem indoctrinated. What reason do people have to talk about salvation's grace if it's only judgment that they hear, calling them wicked to their face? You say Christians can't associate with any appearances of evil. Well, I think that's quite hard if you tell them that it's other people. Or if you say that other people will assume you're doing something wrong, they'll think different of you by believing a message that wasn't even true. When did we normalize gossip? It seems to remain your perfect stand, making accusations on others while showing them your open hand. There's no difference between a movie theater and what you watch on your phone, or the actions in which you partake while you're sitting all alone. The Bible doesn't say you can't drink, it only warns as you partake. It says be not drunk with wine and to be filled with the Spirit. It's crazy how rules of religion can become so political when the Bible gives you liberty to use your own self-control. I don't regret for 1 second living a life of religion. I still choose to believe in God. It still remains my decision. I often ask myself a question: do I feel closer to the Father? And why can't people just serve him without other Christians getting bothered? A relationship with God is what you should always choose to seek. Call me a recovering fundamentalist, I think your rules make you weak. I think you love to think you're righteous, following rules is your way, but you don't ever want to consider that you're following the wrong ways. I think your methods can be trash, yet the scripture remains the same. I can remember it saying righteousness is just compared to filthy rags. I think your primitive methods are leading more people to hell. I think it's wrong to bring your kids up, always locked up in a shell.